How's it going again, everybody? So I wanted to bring something new to you today. I just actually got this in the mail the other day. I'm gonna admit I did open it. I played with it a little bit just so I didn't look like an idiot on video, but also because I was super curious about it, super interested about it. But this is a new Godox trigger for your flashes. So this is the X3. If you haven't already watched videos on it, it's super small, super compact. But we're gonna get into all that. I want to show it to you guys, kind of run you through everything, tell you exactly how I'll be using it, and why I decided to upgrade to this flash trigger from the X Pro. What is this called? The X Pro S or something like that? X Pro S. S just stands for Sony. The other ones, C for Canon, F for Fuji, N for Nikon. But yeah, that's all the S stands for. Let's get into this. So I'll go ahead and open this here. So as you can see, super sealed box. Warranty. Look at that. Here's the case that it comes in. I hear that these taste really good if you eat them. Just joking. It says on it, do not eat, obviously. I do throw those, I guess that's kind of a tip. I do throw those in my camera bag since they're supposed to keep away moisture. Yeah. Just a small tip for you there to reuse, reduce, repurpose. USB-C cable to charge it because it has an internal battery, but we'll get to that. Lens cleaning cloth, or screen cleaning cloth in this case, I guess. The user manual, which I guess we'll never see that again. Hello, darkness, my old friend. And the bottom of the box, so that's it for it. So to get into this here, I think it's super neat that it comes with a case. I say most likely I won't use it, but maybe I will use it. Maybe I'll keep it in the case so the screen doesn't come up looking like this one does. That's all scratched up now, which, I mean, this one's totally visible still, so it's not really a huge deal. But since this one is touchscreen, maybe take a little better care of it. We will see. I like to work quick, so maybe not. I've been using the X Pro triggers for quite some time now, and the way I use these, and the way I use flash in general, I usually use 3 different groups, the A, B, and C. Obviously, it has D and E as well, the sync settings, all that fun stuff. This one takes AA batteries, so that's kind of what I've been dealing with. He has USB-C on the side, but the USB-C on the side is actually to update the firmware. It's not to recharge this. So AA battery is what you're gonna need for this. Amazing trigger. I haven't had this fail on me at all or anything like that. Obviously, there's some misfires as far as frequency and stuff goes. I think you're gonna get that with just about any flash. This has been great. It's been it's been dinged off a lot of things, especially because the way I carry my cameras, it definitely catches on stuff on the top of the camera and whips it around really good. That is one of the problems. I think this is just Sony. The foot on the bottom, or the hot shoe on the bottom. For Sony itself, these are actually plastic with the connectors on the bottom connecting. That's been like a Godox Sony thing for a while now. I think they're just now getting around to starting to make these completely metal, which could be, I guess, a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you look at it. Being that I was saying that these bounce off from things and can completely take my hot shoe completely off, this plastic would break before the metal on the hot shoe, hopefully. But if it's all metal, then who knows what kind of damage it will cause. But now to move on to the actual XE. So this is super cool. Probably my first favorite thing about this is, before we even turn it on, is the button on the back. So there's a little button down here. That is actually how you eject it and actually put it on to your camera. So it actually clicks in. So whereas this one was this tighten down, you kind of screws down against the actual hot shoe. This thing, I can't tell you guys how many times I've busted my nails just kind of cranking this down and trying to make sure it's on there good. And I just slip and break my nail in it. It sucks. It hurts, but and then I have a split nail, and that's just aggravating because it catches on everything. But that's super cool because you just push it in, click it in, it fits really nicely. I've had it on my camera already. It's a really nice fit on there. Again, now these feet are all metal. They're not plastic anymore. That's again, super cool or not, I guess depends. Since it's so much smaller, I'm expecting that it probably is not going to bounce off and stuff as much as this one did. So that's another thing to kind of talk about. So as far as like the form factor of this thing, as you can see, it's tiny. It fits inside the screen size of this one. So it's super small. And when I initially ordered it, I was kind of on the fence about ordering it because I was like, well, it's so small. It might not be, it might just be too small for me. Especially being like used to this that has a good sized screen on it, and this one just being, I don't know. So it was small, so it was concerning. I got it in. It is small, but it's about the size of my Apple Watch. And I have the 42 millimeter Apple Watch, so the screen size is about the same size. So I'm like, okay, well, that should work. That shouldn't be a problem. As I power it on here, as you can see, Godox comes up, screen comes up. The numbers are really nice and really kind of like really illuminated, right? Like, so you can see that it's going to be very easy to see in any lighting scenario because it's kind of got that like backlight kind of like phones. It's got that newer backlit kind of look instead of this where it's kind of like older and digital. I've not had a problem ever seeing this, but it does kind of like catch people's eye when it's just so bright and it's a screen that's swinging around on the top of my camera. This one I think is going to be a more subtle. It does, as you can see, kind of dim down there. But the actual like comparison of these two, I mean, size wise, smaller, supposed to be better, obviously. I've not got a chance to actually use this out and about. I plan to tomorrow, so I've got to shoot tomorrow. We're going to use it and see how it all works out. I'll take you guys along for that so you can kind of see a little bit of behind the scenes on that. The selection of like the actual like groups. So you can see it kind of like surrounds it in like an orange. And then from there you can increase or decrease it just using the plus button next to it, or by just like twisting the actual like knob here on the side. So yeah, it's only got 3 buttons on the side: test button, power button, and the knob, which you can twist kind of again like an Apple Watch. So it's kind of got that theme to it. A little bit of knurling on the actual spin knob, but it won't easily spin. Like it's like I could rub my thumb against it and it's not just going to spin on you to like go haywire. You actually have to like almost pinch it just a little bit and kind of spin it. So that's a little bit of a security thing, I think. I think it's actually pretty nice that you can't just spin it easily and it just go crazy. Another cool thing is like with you having like 2 or multiple groups, if you have 2 different flashes set up and you want to change the power of them kind of simultaneously, like if you have a hair light and a key light, you can kind of like add that in and increase both of them, the power a little bit on both of them to output a little bit more power. I thought that was super cool that you could do that. On this one, you have to go through each one and increase it. This one just kind of increases them across the board. Now there's obviously a lock button on there to lock it to make sure you don't like scroll anywhere. It just kind of like locks the screen. Your multi setting for multi-pass.
Into each other, sparks happen. Yeah, she knows it's a multi-pass.
So it's just the multi-flash, the hertz. I can't think of what it's called right now. But yeah, that's the multi setting. That's what it's called, multi on here. So yeah, so you can do that or go back to home and it actually sets that. I don't know what the light, well, I guess the light is probably from modeling light. So that would work on my V863 and on my 8200, I believe. So the older ones, it won't work. So anything that has a modeling light, I believe that's what that's for. Pretty sure. Again, I haven't used it in the field, so but that makes sense that it would be for that. I don't know what the speaker's for because it's not really like outputting any sound, and I don't see like a hole for a speaker or anything. So I'm assuming that at some point maybe it's gonna make a noise. I don't know. Auto power off and everything. That's all great. I mean, the way it looks, it's very fluid. Like even scrolling up and down. I was showing my wife the other day, Megan, that it's very fluid. Like the scrolling is like as you scroll, it scrolls with you. It doesn't like hang up. So that's super nice. One of the other things that was really concerning is obviously the battery life. You don't want to get out there and like only be able to shoot with this thing for an hour because it looks like it has like a 2032 lithium battery in it. It's super small. I don't even know what kind of battery they'd have in here. It's got to be proprietary, but it's so small, it's like, well, surely the battery life can't last that long. Again, since I haven't used it out yet, I have no idea, to be honest, but it says it's supposed to last like 5 days. Thousands of flashes before it goes dead. And it's USB-C chargeable. I don't know about you guys, but I always have a USB-C battery on me, like a battery bank, so I can charge this while I'm out. Since the other one takes AA's, I have AA's with me, but if for some reason I forget AA's, I can't recharge it. It's just pretty much I won't be able to trigger my flashes. I could use one of my other flashes as a remote, and that would probably be my backup. The trigger would be no use to me. So it's really nice I can actually charge it via USB-C and it not have any of those, you know, have the ability, just having the ability to do that's really nice. So you might be wondering, like, why exactly, I mean, the X Pro S or the X Pro Godox trigger, I mean, this one was working perfectly fine. So why would I even buy this one? I mean, I had no real good reason to buy it. It was something new. It looked neat. I definitely wanted to try it out, and I love all Godox's stuff. But the real reason I wanted to try it is because we have a trip planned in May that we plan to go to Joshua Tree, and I'm heavy on flash usage. So I'm like, well, this is not super big, but if I have something like this, I mean, that's small. That's like something that is easy to just tuck away. That there's no problems getting that to kind of tuck away and put it anywhere I want into my bag. I think it's definitely going to be useful for that. But that's kind of the main purpose why I justified the purchase. So yeah, we'll put it in the bag or put it in the little case and pack it away inside the camera bag, and it's not going to take up much room at all. But I can't wait to kind of like use it in the field and see exactly how it works. It looks awesome. It seems like it's going to work really well. It's going to take some getting used to because I am a creature of habit, and just being able to spin this wheel to kind of like adjust my power settings has been what I've been used to for the past few years now. So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but I'm sure it'll be all right. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, on the whole new trigger, the X3. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'd love to answer them for you. I mean, by the time I get this video up, I'd had used it out and about, so I'll have a little bit more knowledge on how it's actually going to work. Plus, I'll film that so you guys can kind of like see me using it in action, how it's going to react and everything, and how it's going to change.
So we finally got to use the X3 from Godox. It is an amazing trigger, guys. I wasn't expecting to be this like excited about a small trigger being on my camera, but it has been a pleasure to use. If you're in the market looking for a new trigger or looking just to upgrade your current trigger, I would say this new X3, if you can get your hands on one, because apparently they're pretty difficult to get your hands on, go ahead and get yourself one. It's amazing. You will not regret it. It's really neat piece of gear to use.
Maybe how my workflow changes. This also gives me a third trigger, so I can actually put one on Megan's camera now, because we have 3 cameras, and I never had a trigger for her. So she always used one of the on-camera flashes to trigger anything off-camera as far as dance floor goes during wedding days. So she'll be able to use a trigger now, and this will be super exciting for her because this thing is obviously a lot lighter than what a flash is on camera. That's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions about the X3, feel free to let me know. We'll definitely give it a try and see how everything works out. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Catch you later. Bye.